I got out of the chair and I looked at him and I said, I'm gonna own one of those someday. I'm going to work my butt off and I'm gonna own one of those someday. And it's gonna be in my house. And he smiled and said, yeah, you are. I believe you will. Hey, welcome to Motivation Moment. I'm your friend, Katie Fortune. For those of you that have seen me over and over for the last almost year and a half now, we're in a different spot, are we not? Got some plants behind me. Well, there's a reason for it. I will be honest though, it's really not very comfortable sitting pretzel style on the floor at my age. Okay, so today I want to talk about having big dreams and goals. I've talked about this a lot, but today is a little bit more special. Today I want to share a story with you that I will truly never forget. Obviously, it's part of my life, it's my story, of course, but there is truly more to it. And that story is back in college, I went to school for interior design, if no one knew that, or whoever didn't know that, I did. I'm an interior designer, and in our interiors 1 class, I believe. No, interiors 2. We were to have group projects, which for any of you that need to know, I'm not a big fan of group projects, but that's a whole nother story for a different day. And this group project though was great. We got to redesign an actual professor's house. So in this class, our professor would talk to different professors in the school and say, hey, who would like their house redesigned? Who wants to be a part of this project? And so we actually got to go to another professor's house, our entire class, take measurements of the whole house, do the whole project from first phase all the way through. And when we got to visit this professor's house, I will never forget walking into their house. I just really loved it. It felt so warm and cozy and just full of love, honestly. And I remember looking over and seeing a chair in the corner and my jaw dropped. I was like, no way. Because again, at UW Stout, you take a lot of art history classes, you take furniture design, all sorts of stuff, and you learn about history of art and design, which is awesome and I love. So when I saw this chair over in the corner, my jaw dropped and I'm like, oh my God, I cannot believe he has one of these chairs. No way. So of course I asked him, Noah, his name was Noah, I said, Noah, is that an actual Ames lounge chair? He laughed and said, yes. And I said, can I sit in it? And he said, of course you can. And I sat in the chair and I remember sitting there and just like being like, this is amazing. This is like a piece of history right in his house. And I'm like, this is so cool. He goes, isn't it comfortable? I said, yeah, it's so comfortable. And I got out of the chair and I looked at him and I said, I'm gonna own one of those someday. I'm going to work my butt off and I'm gonna own one of those someday. And it's gonna be in my house. And he smiled and said, yeah, you are. I believe you will. And I will never forget that moment because that was the first time I ever sat in a Charles Ames lounge chair. And it sounds silly because it's just a chair, right? But it's not. So fast forward a little bit, I actually was in a class for sustainability and I was able to travel to Europe with Noah actually as the professor and another professor and a small group of us. Went over, got to know him better as a person and just really, really respected him as an industrial designer, as an industrial design professor, and just a really overall amazing human being. And so of course I had classes and different things and like through the years, got to know him better as a person. Him and his wife are just the sweetest people. I remember sitting down and presenting to them that interiors project and I was so nervous. I talked so fast. My poor partner didn't even get to talk hardly at all because of me. Man, if I would have known, I still talk like that. So, but fast forward a little bit. when I graduated college, and after that, unfortunately, Noah had passed away from, I believe, cancer, really young age. And that was really hard because all of the memories, you know, like come flooding back, and just him as a person, it just made me really sad because he was taken way too soon, of course. And so that was really hard, but I will never forget him saying and believing in me that I will own that chair one day. And for over 10 years, I have wanted to own a Charles Ames lounge chair and ottoman. And it's more of a, man, I can do it kind of thing. Chad, my fiance, and I remodeled his living room here in this house that is over 150 years old, amazing history, and obviously I'm using my design skills and all the good things. And last week was the week that my dreams did come true. And to some of you, it may just be a chair, right? But as you can tell now with that story, it's a lot more than just a chair. It's the remembrance that someone believed in me, didn't know me very well at the time, but believed in me and gave me the words I needed to hear of, you will own one of those chairs someday. And I am so grateful for those simple words. I wish I could tell him. Unfortunately, I can't. And wherever he is, I'm sure he's watching me, telling me, Katie, get up off the floor and go sit in your chair. But I'm just really grateful, and I want you to remember that however big or small your dreams are, sometimes you're not going to believe in yourself, and sometimes you're going to think, God, this is so hard. There's no way I'll ever do this. But don't ever give up. And to everyone, simple, small words, acts of kindness, believing in someone when maybe they don't believe in themselves can go a long way, and will and could stick with someone for a very long time. And it will stick with me for the rest of my life. And I'm done crying because I can't wait to show you that I do have a Charles Ames lounge chair in our living room. And this living room has been remodeled for 2 years, and nothing has been in that spot on purpose because I knew that is where the chair was gonna go. It's been over 10 years since I ever sat in a Charles Ames chair for the first time. It's been over 10 years since Noah looked at me and said, you will own one of those chairs. And 10 years later, it's sitting in my living room. And I get to sit in it every day. Actually, Chad totally loves it, so he sits in it a lot too. I just don't want you to ever give up on your dreams, because this is over 10 years in the making, and I can't wait to show you. So check out my dream that came true. So that right there, my friends, is the chair, the iconic Charles Ames lounge chair, and it is sitting, it's real, you can see I'm touching it, in my living room, and I love it. It's so comfortable. And again, let's go over here now. Dreams do come true. So never, ever give up on your dreams. So again, never ever give up on your dreams, whether they are big or small, whether it's a chair or something else in your life. It could take a week, it could take a month, it could take over 10 years. But don't forget your dreams. And also, encourage others to go after theirs too. Have an amazing day, and as always, less hate, let's go motivate, and get out there and crush your dreams, because I believe in you. See you. Okay, let's be real. It is not easy to sit on the floor at my age. I am sore from the workout, but it's hard.